The invisible force behind the course and the success of your career is your network. People are the gatekeepers towards new jobs, companies, projects, collaborations, and other people. Networking as a professional activity suffers from quite a bad reputation. Most students that I meet find it fake and forced. I wish to correct that image and show you that networking is one of the most natural, fun, and beneficial things you can do for your career. To improve your networking skills, it helps to have a better understanding of the social nature of human beings. We are social animals. We survive thanks to our tribes. Together with other people, we can solve problems, we can collaborate, and we can celebrate. It's a primitive biological need to belong to a group. We all wish to belong, and we fear rejection and loneliness. For humans to feel connected, it's important that we are physically near to each other. That's when the empathy and the emotional energy starts working, when we mirror each other's emotions. This is how we can create shared experience and memories together. In that sense, digital communication is a very skinny, diluted version of human communication. We all want to feel safe and welcomed and appreciated. Everybody does. Keeping that in mind, you can be the first to give that feeling to a person that you meet. This is a guarantee for a good start. So today we zoom in the phenomenon of networking, something we all inevitably do. Even without trying, in your life you will expand your network. You will cross paths with different people. Now you can wait for chances to happen, or you can create chances for more connections. That's what today is about. But let's start with a few misunderstandings that make us avoid opening up to new people. I've been giving this class for a while now, and I've noticed that there's a lot of resistance towards the idea of networking for your career. The first misunderstanding is that you have to go to some official event with all these professionals in suits, and that you need to impress other people or sell an idea or convince them of your greatness. You don't have to do that. You can just be yourself. Nobody likes fake and forced people. So even if you would go to a super formal business event, network event, there are still human beings there who appreciate a real connection. Another misunderstanding is that you would have to sell yourself. Networking is not the same as sales. With networking, you don't have any other agenda but creating the connection. If anything comes out of that, if it will be beneficial for anybody, that will have to show later. So this is just about getting in touch with people. You don't have to convince anybody. A lot of people find it opportunistic, as if you're going there for your own success and your own win only. While networking is actually about mutual benefits. That person may be able to help you, but you may also be able to help the other person. A good networker has that attitude. First ask, what can I do for you? Do I know somebody that may help you in the process that you're in? How can I bring you in touch with someone else? A strong networker is a network bridge and starts with the question, what can I do for you? Also, a healthy, strong network will help everybody in the end. A good network enables everyone to come to the right place with the right people where you are at your best. And when you are at your best, everybody benefits. So it's quite a natural mechanism, actually. Another misunderstanding is that it's only for outrovert, spontaneous, super expressive people. I've had a lot of introvert students who said, like, I don't enjoy talking to people that much. Well, as you've seen already in the course, Great listening is also a wonderful way to start a good connection. Be the listener, ask the questions. That is maybe even better than starting off sharing your own stories. And then another important one, we find strangers scary. When you were a kid, you probably learned, don't talk to strangers. Strangers have a bad image. They might be dangerous. They are unpredictable. But if you think about strangeness, it's actually quite funny, because probably all your friends were strangers once. And strange is only a temporary status of a person, because if you and I meet and we go for a coffee, and the next week we go for another coffee, and then another week we go for another coffee, we're not strangers anymore. So familiarity is actually only about time spent together and the repetitions of the meeting. So it's not personal. It is just a moment in time where you don't know somebody yet. Start where you are now. Right now you are in the middle of a student network. I think over 220 people are following this people skills course right now. Imagine how many potential future business partners are in your own group right now. So it's about starting to see the richness of simply connecting to people. Let's start with a short reflection. If we talk about networking, what is the first thought or feeling that comes up with you? What is your own belief or your own vibe to this word? Are you at the moment trying to strengthen or expand your network? Why not? What's keeping you from doing that? Also think about, when is a first meeting successful for you? When you talk to a new person, what makes you want to see this person again? Or how is this evolving into a more sustainable relationship? It's good to be aware of these things, how you are positioning yourself in this game. So let's see how we can work on our likability and trust. How can you show to a new person that you are likable and trustworthy? First of all, you give your full attention. You are fully present, you are fully there. You're listening, you're looking at the person, making sure this person feels that you are available, completely available and listening. You can be yourself. We have a nose for authenticity. We can spot fakeness very, very well. So don't become artificial. And I know this sounds a bit contradictory because we're talking about how you can network better, so that sounds as if you need to do tricks or as if you need to apply certain tricks. While my wish for you is that you simply strengthen or express your social, attentive self more. So this is not about tricks and being fake. This is about really being yourself and really being there, really being present in the moment. So you can be yourself anywhere you go. That's always appreciated. Then see if you can ask interesting, personal, positive questions. We all start with a chit-chat about the weather or about the poor quality of the snacks of the event, but see if you can make it more personal by asking questions. By positive questions, I mean questions that have something happy around them. You see, our brain works a little bit like Google. The moment you enter a search, because there's a question, your mind will look for all the associated things. So if I ask you, what is the most exciting thing you're working on right now? Your brain is looking for exciting things, which are usually happy, fun things. Or what was the best moment of the day for you so far? It's going to look for best moments. Giving good feelings, giving a fun swing to the conversation itself. See if you can make it personal, really get to know something about this new person. Also, when you meet a new person, see if you can be a network bridge for this person. Who can you introduce this person to? Who do you know that can help this person proceed in their process? Maybe this new person is starting a company, is looking for a web designer, and you have a friend who's really good at it. If you are able to make those connections, these two people will be so thankful to you, and they will remember you for that. So start with giving, start with being generous with your contacts, generous with your solutions. Also, in a first meeting, express your likes. Express what you like about this person. Online, we seem to be very, fast with liking things on social media, but when we are face to face, we seem to be shy and a little bit uncomfortable by, expressing ourselves. But when you meet a person and he or she says something that you find really smart or funny, and you say, wow, that's really smart what you're saying there, the other person will feel great. So you bring the vibration higher like this. So express your likes, and it can be also about the shoes someone is wearing, or I don't know, anything. So be generous with your likes, be generous with compliments. You have to mean them though. Don't start to just shower people with compliments just for the sake of it. They will know if you're just full of crap. Then, last but not least, an important one. We discussed how strangeness makes us a little bit uncomfortable. Often when we feel a great click with a new person, it's because we have many things in common. So in your conversation with a new person, hunt for similarities. What do you have in common? What is your shared ground? Discover that, because that will make the strangeness fade away very quickly. So if someone says, oh yeah, I made it too late for this lecture because I had a tennis competition or a match or a training, and then you say, you play tennis? I also play tennis. You just put a flag in everything that you have in common with this person. It will give a feeling of familiarity and shared ground. It's very powerful. So, this is not fake and forced. You can be a social, attentive communicator. This will make or increase the chances for you to have that special click with someone. You can have that with so many people. That's not just a few chosen ones. In 2020, we have two big domains for networking, online and offline. Online networking has expanded explosively over the last decades. It's very easy to expand your network online and add contacts to your platform. The more formal network online is LinkedIn or simply email. And informal networks are Facebook and Instagram. But these boundaries are a bit blurred. Anything can happen these days online. It's the most impersonal form of making contact because it's incomplete. As we've seen before, if you don't have the face-to-face real life meeting, it's just a thin, diluted version of the real thing. So it's very easy to broaden this network, but it's not easy to deepen the relationships. I have people in my network on Facebook that I sometimes see in the city, and we don't even say hello to each other. But on Facebook, I can see pictures of our family, of our holidays, and of our business developments. That's how it goes. So nowadays, I've noticed with students that they are mainly focusing on LinkedIn, for example. LinkedIn is great, but just keep in mind that any online form of networking is a supplement to the real thing offline. It can never replace offline meetings with people. So look at it more as a modern business card. When you meet somebody in real life and you want to stay in touch, nowadays it's super normal to ask for their LinkedIn details or Instagram details. So you sort of seal the deal with online continuation of the contact. At least you know where to find this person. If you decide to approach somebody online that you've never met before, you can write an email or a message, but be very clear in what you want from this person. It's a famous irritation among professionals that they are bombarded with emails and requests that are vague and very open. Nobody wants to waste time, so if you know what you want, be very specific. Also, the moment there is a connection through email, propose a call or a meeting, a live meeting, as soon as possible. Already a phone call makes a lot of difference. At least they can hear your voice and get more information about you as a person. Simply writing is very abstract and impersonal. Also make sure that you follow up. Don't always give up after the first attempt, and the moment there is a connection and there was a meeting, make sure that after a while you send another email, making another connection, where you maybe share an article with this person that, made you think of him or her, or suggest an event that you are going that this person might also find interesting. So keep it warm, all right? Especially online, because it's so distant, it requires more maintenance in that sense. So just keep in mind that you can always make a first connection online, but then see how you can shift to real life communication as soon as possible. Because that's where the magic happens. It happens offline. So, offline, we can also distinguish informal and formal networking areas. Informal is basically always and everywhere. Life is full of surprises. You never know who you might meet. And then there are, of course, also the formal events where there are still human beings walking around who still want to have a nice, real conversation with another human being. So in these face-to-face meetings, there's an opportunity for a complete human interaction. They get a real first impression of you. It's important that you overcome your shyness and step out of your comfort zone as much as possible. There's only one way to overcome shyness, and that's by doing exactly what you avoid usually. And the more you do it, the easier it will become. It's offline where we fall in love at first sight, when we feel a special connection that doesn't happen online. And for these offline meetings, keep in mind, give your attention, be yourself, hunt for similarities, express your likes, ask interesting questions, see what you can do for this person, if you can introduce him or her to someone you know, and then follow up online, for example, within, let's say, 24 hours or 48 hours with a modern visiting card. And start where you are. The students around you in a few years will all have super interesting job positions. The people that I work with at the moment are all coming from my personal network, directly or indirectly. Femke, for example, a trainer of many people skills groups, I know her since my studies. We know each other since 2002. Little did we know that we would end up working together. That was never part of the connection, but now it happened and it's a big success for both of us. Meek, another trainer, I met in a cafe only 2 years ago. She saw my dog, she fell in love with my dog, we started talking, and then she said, if I could do what you do for work, I would quit my job today. And so she did. So these are all examples of unpredictable meetings and encounters that happen anywhere. So start where you are. Networking can be in your, it's actually a flat, you should look at it as a flat thing. You don't have to network yourself up. That's another uncomfortable assignment we seem to give ourselves, that you need to talk to somebody higher in the hierarchy of the tree, But look around you. Who's there? These people are all interesting connections. And who knows when you can help each other out in the future.